Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our live stream. I got a lot of stuff going on in my background. I had to tear my computer completely apart yesterday. I had to add some storage because I got too many videos on my hard drive. Got too many. But we are back. We are ready to go. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm running a little bit late. I'm going to drop kids off at school. Haven't even looked at the market. I'm looking at the market for the first time right now. So we're going to take a look at the market. Hard drives cost, that was 250, 280. Yeah, I ran out of space very, very quickly. So I had to install 2 more terabytes of space. I got lots of video. Because I also record every single one of these. Well, I had to stop because I didn't have space. But now, back to the recording because I got way more space. Why don't we go ahead, open in prayer. I have a confession to make. We'll share the confession. And then we will go ahead, take a look at the charts here. So, Father, we just honor you this morning. Thank you for your goodness and faithfulness. Thank you that your mercies new every morning. Thank you that you are a good Father to us, Lord, that you are constantly for us, that you are never against us, that you walk with us and you never leave us or forsake us. Lord, I pray for each one here that they would be blessed, Lord, as they would take you and put you at the center of their lives, Father. Pray that they would be enriched in every way. Lord, that you would pour out your blessings upon them that they cannot contain. Lord, that it would overflow into their lap. I just bless everyone here. In Jesus' name, amen. Well. I do have a confession. I went on tilt yesterday, folks. I'm sad. I went on tilt. I tilted. But I will say this. I am extremely grateful for my max daily loss. My max daily loss saved me. So on my personal account, I was talking a lot about my personal account yesterday, and guess what I do? I go on tilt on my personal account. I went from being up $180 to down $100. So I lost what I made and then lost an extra 100, but I'm extremely grateful that I had my max daily loss. I don't even know how many trades I took, guys. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was doing. It's like all common sense left me. It left me in that moment. All common sense. It's like I would even say out loud, what am I doing? And then I would do it. I did the thing that I did not want to do. And then I just stopped. I don't know. I mean, I think I was irritated by the market was actually very good yesterday. The market was great, and I just couldn't seem to get it. We had some amazing breakers. We had some amazing setups, and I couldn't get it. And there's a term that I figured out. I figured out the term. Yes, I know there's 4 minutes before the market opens. Yes, I haven't talked about anything about the market, but I got to get this out there. Actually, we can save that second part for later. There's a term I figured out, and I think there is something there. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But we probably should do something here, okay? So let's take a look at the market. Let me clean this up. All right, daily high, daily low. We got our London low present. London high has been swept. Liquidity has been swept. We're dropping. We got some low resistance liquidity here. Let's find out where our opening range is. This is our opening range right below London low. Sitting at a breaker. I'm interested in 930 in the 930 model. We're in a 5-minute fair value gap right here. The last one in the leg. London low is at 292. All right. All right. I like that. $930 model played out nicely. Sorry, I'm getting some things organized here. It's always quick. Let's see where we want to go. I'm first looking at London low here. It's inside the range. It looks nice. We had a nice manipulation leg. Let's see if we can capitalize on reaching this London low here. Got a 15-minute fair value gap that we're in. It is worth it. It pays for everything. It pays for itself. We are trading the Nasdaq. We don't trade pairs. We got news today? I know we have some type of news. I just need to see it. Today is Thursday. We got unemployment claims at 7:30. That already came out. Existing home sales at 10 o'clock. How did it came out? Let's see. That came out at 8:30. Not much from that. Everyone's doing fantastic, my friend. Why you prefer NQH? That's where I cut my teeth. It's what I've learned on. It's what I've learned for since the beginning, pretty much. Not the beginning, since I went to futures. And so I know it. I like the moves. I like the volatility. I know how it moves. So it's when I remember the first time I placed a trade on the Nasdaq, it was like not invigorating. That would be the wrong word. It was terrifying. It was terrifying to see the volatility of it. Now it's just like, yep, let's make it happen, baby. I loved it. I didn't know what CFD is. All right, so we're just kind of consolidating. We're basically waiting for us to get a fair value gap in here. No, I traded options and then just basically the stock market. Lost a lot of money in there. is really a waste of my time. Yeah, I trade live tomorrow. Six p.m. gave us a sweep of liquidity. We haven't had a single sweep of liquidity on the 4 hours since then. You don't have to do swing trading for options. There's all kinds of ways you can trade options, but I don't like decaying contracts. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. It's like a recipe that is designed to work against you. I mean, I liked trading 0 DTE. You could trade 0 DTD every day on SPY, and I did. And if you hit a period of consolidation and you're wrong, it just kills you. I'm 50-50 on bias. We did retag and refill the daily inversion fair value gap. We closed inside. It was a double break day yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. So single break day is high probability. I just don't know which one it's going to be. We haven't broken the high or the low. We're obviously closer to the high, and that is moving into the range. We're already 50% inside the range. Believe it or not, from the drop, from the big sell-off we had, we've already recovered 50% of it. And that's kind of where we've been sitting right now. So still waiting to get that first. Do we have a first presented fair value gap now? We do. It's just not very attractive. Very low, very small. So yesterday, like I was saying, I went on tilt. And I came up with, I was doing my journaling afterwards and trying to figure out what happened. And I came up with, I figured it out. It's probably something somebody else has used. Target fixation. Target fixation. I became so fixated, so convinced about a target being hit that I traded the target, not my setup. I was so convinced that a certain level was going to get hit. It did, but I got slapped around silly while I was trying to trade towards it. Target fixation. When you have target fixation, you throw out your rules, your target, or you throw out your rules, your models, your risk management altogether. And it's exactly what happened to me yesterday. I became so fixated on an actual target that I literally was doing stupid stuff. It was dumb. So that, I think, if I had a lesson, that would have been my lesson. That would have been my lesson. Don't allow your fixation on something, your conviction on something, take you outside of your rules, outside of the plan. I like this fair value gap better. I'm going to mark this one here. All right, so we're breaking lower towards that London low. Let's see if we can hit it. Whoops. Hang on. There's a breaker. Ooh, I like that. I like that breaker. Let's see if it gives us a retracement to that breaker. London low swept. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could have taken it on the break of this, but I typically look for a retest. Yeah, I'm for sure, if we come up into that level, I probably will take a short. I mean, I don't know. Let's double check here. Because we hit the London low and we're hitting the previous day midpoint, that makes things a little more complicated. London low, honestly, was the easy target. London low was the easy target. Let me mark the previous. Okay, I got that marked out. Let's look at ES here. ES did not run London low yet. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. Did it reach up into my fair value gap? No, it didn't. Okay. Wait. Oh, I was on a 15-minute time frame. Like, no wonder it's not gonna reach that right away. This is a 15-minute breaker. That looks real. Let's mark out that level here and let's move to the lower time frame and see what we got here. 15-minute SIBI. We'll mark that breaker. What does it look like here? Okay, so it's basically a retesting of this consolidation and these lows down here. That would give us, I don't even know if we need to. Look at this candle right here, our 930 candle. See this wick? This wick covers this fair value gap. Do you see that? Do you see that? Take note of it. When that happens, it is not as convincing for price to come back all the way up to this level. It's balanced. Think of this as a balanced price range. What did it do though? It came up to the fair value gap underneath it. Now, I'm not saying it can't come up to here. I'm saying I've seen price do this very thing many times where you'll have a wick on the left side overlapping an imbalance, and price will leave that imbalance for a longer period of time. A breaker is this: high, low, higher high, breaks below the low, and we wait for price to come back up to that level right there. That is a breaker. And it's a textbook breaker on the 15-minute chart. That is like amazing. I love this. This is what I want to see. So I like that. It's just now running without it. So what we have to do is just be patient, wait for something like that. What does it look like on the 5-minute? 5-minute looks good too. It comes up, but look again. Here's the 5-minute fair value gap. Look what's covering that 5-minute fair value gap. This is why it's just like, I don't know if it's going to do it or not. Look at that. Look at the wick covering not only the 15-minute, but the 5-minute fair value gap. I don't think it needs to come back up here. New home sales, it's yellow folder, not very big deal. What that means is if we get a reaction, it will be in line with where the market is already planning on going. Sometimes FOMC, CPI, they can just be crazy either way and not necessarily go a specific direction. These smaller news events will actually just facilitate the direction of where price is going. All right, so first thing we need to do, now that we have a potential idea for a short, we'll see if it does, is do we have a reason for it to go lower? What is our lower time frame? What is our higher time frame lower target if we're going to do that? Well, right now, I would say nothing. It's in consolidation. It would be the previous day low, I guess. That's a long ways. I'm not convinced that is it. We'll get a sweep of, we'll get the 10 o'clock candle here in a second. The hourly candle is going to show us a big down close candle, most likely. We got 8 minutes left. But I'm doing what ifs right now. What if we get a 4-hour close like this, and then 10 o'clock 4-hour candle wicks lower and then continues higher, keeping in line with this trend, this consolidation for a move higher. The 10 o'clock candle from yesterday being the wick that made the low of the week, or the low of the day yesterday. What if that's the low and we're just putting in a manipulation leg to then go higher after the 10 o'clock candle closes? Looking something like that. See this candle here? See how we just went exploded higher, then just came right back down? What if that's just the same thing the other direction, is what I'm saying. That's kind of the idea. I'm not fully convinced on lower prices, to be honest with you. I'm not. The hourly, there's nothing, everything's been balanced. This is a larger imbalance, but it's been tagged. We got imbalances up here. This hourly is that's obvious. Wouldn't you agree? That is an obvious imbalance. So I don't know if I'm sold on lower prices. We could come up here into this order block to the monthly opening price. Is the monthly opening price in line with that? This is the monthly opening price, okay. Why don't we just wait for 10 o'clock and see what that gives us here? Target fixation, man. It got me yesterday. I was so fixated on a target, I started just doing stupid stuff. I think being able to name it, though, is huge. Being able to recognize it is a major step in the right direction. I never had that language before. I've been doing this for a while. I've never had the language of target fixation. And do you know who helped me with that? ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I just started describing what I was thinking, what I was doing, what I was doing. He's like, because I didn't have the language for it. And it came up with the word target fixation. The need to be right. Yeah. I mean, 100% on that. All right, tag of the London low. We might get another leg lower here. You see that right there? I just don't have any reason. There's a lot of nothing right here until we get to here. So if that's going to be the case, I don't know. I mean, I don't need to pull the trigger. I don't need to pull the trigger. I learned my lesson by the grace of God yesterday. It hit my stop loss, my max daily loss, and I did not lose a ton of money. Thank you, Lord. ES just did come down into a 15-minute fair value gap, though. Do we not have a 15-minute fair value gap on NQ there? We do, but it was balanced. It was already tagged. I mean, this is hard to fight that. I mean, look at that. Well, if you don't have a solid target, don't trade. Nothing's going on my other screen, folks. Just sitting waiting. The green and red line are the daily highs and current high and current low of the day. Oh, so we haven't hit the current low of the day. That's something to note. That is actually something to note. This is our low of the day. Let's mark that. That's our low of day. Current low of day. Where's that thing? Low high of day. All right, so we just tapped the low of day. Let's see what happens here. We can use the low of day as a key reference. I forgot about that. Let's see if we get a reaction. Wowzers. All right, here's 10 o'clock. We do have a sweep of liquidity. We do have a 4-hour sweep right here. Remember that. If it gives us something, it could be around this area. Just it being a sweep of liquidity in general. Not just a liquidity sweep, it is a 4-hour sweep. So if you go down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll see right there. Remember what I said? I said, let's keep an eye on that. Okay, so I'm liking the displacement, not doing anything right here. We'll see if we get a 2-minute inversion. We got 2 minutes for that. This is a 2-minute inversion fair value gap. We could potentially go to the London low right there. I did try a reaction trade from that to see if we got the push, and it did give us a reaction trade. But I wasn't going to hold on to it. Just wanted to see if it would give us the reaction. Now for a real move, I want to see if it closes here to really give us that move from that London, or excuse me, that 4-hour sweep of liquidity right here. Many times when we get those immediate reactions after a big sell-off, this will give us, it will give us 20, 30 handles. And so sometimes I will take those trades. But I'm not looking for, it's not like my move that I'm looking for where I get 50, 100 points. It's just a small base hit type trade. To me, I think those are cheap trades. To me, it's a cheap, inexpensive trade to get, knowing that, because I've been on this contract for so long, knowing the volatility, that when we get those types of things like this, that the candle, I mean, this candle was how big? That candle was 66 points. The candle was 66 points, and I just got 20 points out of it. That's all I needed. All right, so we have a fair value gap here. We need more structure. I'm in between. I'm BC. I'm kind of, I see both ends. I'm a both end type of guy. What if you did size up, you did your base hit, but then you just sold a large parcel at your base hit, and then you held for the rest and just moved your stop to break even. And that's kind of the direction. That's the feeling that, I mean, we were talking about sizing up, and I was thinking about that more. And I listened to, what's the guy's name? Tim? Is it Tim? Yeah, Tim. What's his name? He's a trader on YouTube. He's the one that uses he talks about base hits all the time. What's his name? It's Tim. I think it's Tim. Matt. Yeah, not Tim. TBM. That's what I'm thinking. Trades by Matt. He talks about base hits. And he said that's what made him profitable. It's what got him his large payouts. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to change my strategy, but there is some validity to what he's saying for sure. There is some validity. Because, I mean, getting just a base hit there, that's nice. Just getting a nice little base hit, not really looking for the big move, just getting a nice reaction type, a cheap reaction trade and being done. Sure. That's possible. I think it's really, there's so many different types and different ways to trade. that you can go either way. I want my end goal is not his goal. My end goal is not to stay at base hits. My end goal is to be able to size up, get base hits, but also get the big trades. That's my end goal. I'm going to get a 50, 100 point trade with 10 minis. I'm going to do that. But my end goal is different than his, so that's why it doesn't fit what my ultimate goal is. But I think it can be a stepping stone for a lot of people. Yeah, you cannot. You have to be extremely selective, Ryan. If you're going to do base hits and size up, you got to be extremely selective. Looks like we still want to go lower. Let me finish. I'm going to pull this off screen here, folks, real quick. I need to finish. I marked this 1 minute fair value gap that was to the left. It's the only thing that's not tagged. So let's see what happens with it. If we just make a sweep the lows and gives us structure, that's one thing that does do. This is our 4-hour sweep of liquidity still. We just made a lower low. What if we turn that into a breaker to the upside? I'm not saying it's going to do that. I'm just looking at the options. Because ultimately, I do think we're going to come back up at least to this level. So we can use the breaker down here to potentially be a part of the trade that moves back into this direction, into this breaker. This is so clean, guys. It's going to be referenced. It's going to be tagged at some point, and it's going to have a nice interaction. So is it now? Is it later? But we will have we will come up here, and it will give us some form of reaction. I know that. Let's look at the hourly, though. This 15-minute candle is going to close here shortly. Let's see where it closes. It would be nice if it closes inside of the previous candle. So here's what I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating for the next 30 minutes, we are going to be in consolidation. I'm anticipating 30 minutes of consolidation. If it looks like we're breaking out, I'm going to consider that a fake out until we get towards the 11 a.m. hour. And then if we still have a breaker present, which it still will be here, it may have been broken through a few times, but I'll look at that as an opportunity to go higher. I don't think I'm going to go right here unless I have clear displacement, strong displacement, followed by a retracement to that level, because I will not take it on an expansion. All right. Let's hit 75. I just finished the affirmation, guys. Hit 75 likes and we'll do our daily affirmation. It's based on Deuteronomy 8:18. Who knows that one? Does anybody know that one? Give me 5 more, 6 more, 10 more. Wow, my math needs to be worked on. 11 more likes, then we'll do our daily affirmation. Isn't that interesting? We put a 1-minute fair value gap here, the only one left in the range, and guess where it stops at? Nice and perfectly. That's a horrible circle, but it still gets the point across. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks really good. It does, but I'm not gonna do it. We got a 15-minute fair value gap sitting here too. So let's see how that's the 15-minute fair value gap. Two-minute looks better. I like the way the 2-minute looks. It gives me one fair value gap here. So not only would we have a breaker, but we would have an inversion. That looks good. I'm toiling right now, deciding if I want to consider it, if I want to go back on my word. Maybe I don't have to make that decision. Maybe we don't break above it. If we don't break above it, I don't have to make the decision, right? All right, we hit our number. Let's do our daily affirmation. Deuteronomy 8:18. Who has not heard of that verse before? If I say Deuteronomy 8:18, does anybody not know what that is? Okay, it's a good one. I bet you never thought this would be in here. I'm going to actually pull up the verse so you can see it. It's one of those that I've known for so long. Actually, not for so long, but when I came across it, it's become something that I'll just reference. All right, here is that verse, and then we will do our daily affirmation, okay? This is Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors, as it is today. Not only does He give you the ability to produce wealth, He did it to confirm a covenant He made with our ancestors. I'm not saying He's required to do it, but He put His word on it, and His word never fails. He gave us the ability to produce wealth. Does this not bring confidence in our ability to produce wealth? Does it not give you the freedom to say, all right, let's make it happen. Let's make some money, and not feel guilty or feeling like you're not Christian-like? No, I'm going to make some money. Here's our affirmation. Today I remember the Lord my God. Every ability, opportunity, and increase comes from Him. I work diligently and build faithfully, but I never forget the true source of my strength and success. It comes from Him. It comes from Him. He's the one that gave you the ability to do it. If He's the one that gave you the ability to do it, well, let's do it and let's give Him the glory. And let's go all in. Let's do it. We need more ridiculously wealthy believers in this world that have the mind of Christ. We need more of it. The enemy knows this. And so what does the enemy do? He promises riches and wealth and fame to anybody that commit themselves to the enemy. That's literally what the devil does. Hey, do what I want you to do, and I'm going to give you the world. That's what he says. That can't happen. Money's not dangerous. It's the sin in us that's dangerous. Can you be a good steward with what the little that you have? If you can be a good steward with the little that you have, guys, the Lord can trust you with much. Let's not feel ashamed for trying to build wealth. And let's do it with scripture supporting us, not taking it out of context, not saying that, well, I'm not going to, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do this. No, that's just dumb. But taking scripture and actually applying it to our lives. This candle looks good. I might take a small trade. I'm not going to lie. Is it going to close? Oh, yeah, we got a minute, 55 seconds left. This is why I have a 2 minute, not a 1 minute. See, this is what I think. This is what I mean by that candle. If it closed like that, that looked good. But it's in a consolidation period. All right, Joseph. God bless, my friend. Take care. Yeah, don't take those. Don't take those. Those 50 handles can turn into negative handles very quickly. I have my first criteria, a sweep of liquidity. 1 hour and 4 hour sweep of liquidity. That's what I want to see. Now, if we can get the displacement and the support, I will take that trade. I don't see, and I've said that multiple times, I don't know why we go lower. I think we do this and do what we did here, and it happens again. We aggressively go down and we do this, up. That's just how price moves. High resistance, low resistance. High resistance, low resistance. Low resistance. And if it doesn't and it keeps dropping, then we are wrong and we don't take any trades and we're okay still. Yeah, we'll see if 1030 wants to give us a trade. Like I said, though, it only happens a couple times a month. And I'm pretty sure it happened twice. Once this week and once last week. ES did reach in, and NQ both reached into that 15-minute. So how this 15-minute candle closes and the next one is going to be important, because this followed by a red candle usually can produce a lower candle if it wants to sell off. This structure just looks nasty. That's just nasty. I'm saying it and I'm hearing in my head. Target fixation. Target fixation. You are fixating on a target, Tyler. I was about to say I really like this. analysis and paralysis is real too. I mean, it's different. It feels different. It feels different. You can get over analysis paralysis by doing a single micro or getting on a demo account and clicking the button. Target fixation, you just throw everything out the window and it's like, it's going to go there. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's right here. I'm going long here. Oh no, it's not right now. Dang it. So one thing that, Ted, I don't know if I shared it inside the course in regards to breakers. But one thing that I look for is a gap between the breaker and the candles. I want to see space. This is not a gap. This is a candle up and back down. This is another candle up and back down. I want to see a candle, 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 leave the space. And when it comes back down from that, that's where it becomes more attractive. I won't consider any of these the first tag. Oh, the bearish. Yeah, the first tag. Did you see the one yesterday? Got that. I'm mad. I want you to take note of the most perfect reaction to a breaker that exists in all of time. I wanted this level there, and I wanted to take a trade. I wanted to see that hit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see that? That was wonderful. Price action was not bad yesterday. It was this that just slapped me in the face. Uh-oh, 7 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. It did not close. Wait. Oh, I still have 50 seconds left. I forgot I was on the 1 minute. Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean. It is my favorite chapstick. I like vanilla. I don't like coconut. Coconut is disgusting. Vanilla bean is nice. It feels like you're eating tan. Sunscreen, yeah. I know, as soon as you say it, it violates it, right? That's how it always works. Yeah, it was violated. That 2 minute though, the 2 minute and 1 minute fair value gap that I had marked has been so unwilling to be violated. That's what I wanted. But if it makes a lower low here, that's totally fine. Did we get a first 31? Nope. No first present or no 1030 model. I don't know. I mean, my win rate is between 50 and 60%. So 50 to 60% of the time. Sorry. 40 to 50% of the time. Somewhere around there, I take losses on stream. How long have you been with us? Okay. Yeah. In January, I took some losses. I'm looking at my charts right now. January, I took some losses. December was a phenomenal month. December was a great month. November, I took some losses. In December, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Every week was green in December. Except for the last day of the year. All right, 10 minutes and then we'll be in the 11 a.m. macro or 11 a.m. macro. We'll see if we get anything, see where it wants to go. I still don't have a downside target. I don't know if I want to trade to the downside. We haven't hit a previous day high or low. So this is a valid target. It is, because we haven't hit the high or the low of yesterday. And I don't think it's going to be a fake break day, an inside day. Yesterday was a double break day. I guess you could, if you're going to have a day, an inside day, a fake break day would be after a double break day, where the volume and the size of the candle is just extremely large. But as of right now, I'm just unclear on my target. I'm not opposed to taking a trade to the downside. I'm just unclear on a target. Here's the breaker. We have a breaker to the downside. Let's just mark it up. I'm not going to take anything right now because it's not 10:45 yet. I'm not opposed to taking a trade. I've just, because I'm looking at something I haven't been wanting to consider. If I'm going to consider it, I'll consider it during the macro time where there's higher probabilities. Would you take that in the macro with all the imbalances above? I'm not opposed to it, especially if we hadn't haven't run a previous day high or low, and we are obviously showing direction. You can't deny this. We're showing direction. So the only obvious target is a London low right now. And look at this. I kind of just want to take a short right now. First presented fair value I got from Monday. Yeah, I don't have that on here. Do I even have it on the charts? Sunday, Monday. Monday, 9:30. This would be the first presented. I mean, if we're going to come here, I think we're going here. Runs like this will give us a reactionary run to the other side too. So even if we miss this, we can capitalize on maybe that move. So don't think you're missing your move for the day. There'll be something else. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think I could be wrong, but I mean, previous day low is just the most obvious target here. Now, I will say this, though. I have seen price come all the way down here, stop shy of it, and then stay inside of it and not go. Because the odds of doing a double break day are only 11%, and we already broke the high of one day, and it came all the way down here, stopped, and moved higher. And then after the close of the bell, it runs the previous day low. Honestly, I don't even think it would be chasing. I honestly don't think this would be chasing. Waited, I was thinking here, if I was going to do something, it would have been right there, because I'm like, I don't think this is a chase. I think this is very surgical. I'm not taking it. I'm thinking about doing a turtle soup, though. Not going to lie. I might take a turtle soup. I don't know for how long, for how much, but as soon as we hit this level, I'm gonna take a small long right when we hit this level. I'm gonna see what kind of reaction we get from it. We got our first green candle in that first presented fair value gap. That's something. Did I say turtle soup? I did. It's called a turtle soup. I know when you listen to the actual words, you're like, I thought we were trading professional markets here, and you're talking about turtle soup, which isn't even a real soup. I'm not going to take it on the first. I need a 1 minute change in state of delivery. So I need a wick, and then I need it to close above that, and then I'll take the long there. A turtle soup is when, if you have a key level, it runs it very quickly, but closes back up inside of it. And then you take a long right here, put your stop below the low of the wick. Yeah, I hear he's coming out with more models. I haven't been listening to it. I'm kind of just focused at this point. I know to take my trading to the next level, it's not another model. All right, got a new 15-minute candle here. Let's get a wick down into this area and then come back and start filling some of this, because that is crazy. Just that straight sell-off right there. In the past, I would go short right here, and then if we start retracing, I would add to my short, and I would add with the intention of it hitting here. Target fixation. I mean, I did not expect us to do this morning. I think that's why I'm sitting on my hands so much, because I did not expect this. We were only a few points. We were not very far away from the previous day high. We were 70 points away from the previous day high. At one point, we were 60 points away from the previous day high, 50 points away. I mean, you would use that as your target for liquidity, and we left that and just went a direction I did not expect. But no money lost. In fact, we made money on the 930 model. We made money there, and then I made a reactionary cheap trade, base hit trade right here. So I'm 2 for 2 on the day. Good morning, purpose-driven traders. Welcome, Elizabeth. How are you? If we don't hit this level, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be annoyed. Because that means we're just going back up into this range and leaving liquidity down here that I need for for me to feel confident about going long at this point. I'm always young, happy, and successful. Amen. A close below this would be not a bad entry either. That creates an order block with a target right here. You can use that is a legitimate entry point if it closes below it. I'm going to take one contract just because. 58 is the target. Let's see if it gives it to us. Did it not hit this fair value gap? It did not hit that fair value gap. This is what happens, folks. I mean, I'm not getting out of it. We create the order block here. So now this is now this is a down close candle that creates these order blocks right here. Probably been more legitimate if I waited for this fair value gap to be tagged. The just because model? No, actually, so I had a conversation with ChatGPT, and I have lots of conversations with ChatGPT, by the way. I'm like, well, what if I have a model or an idea of a model, but it's not a solidified strategy. It's like, well, why don't we call it just that? We'll call these discretionary or developing models. And you can take those, and then we can then categorize them all into a group, and then we can look at the data over a long period of time to see how they play out. And so this is actually a way I can still play out a trade, not within my specific model, but keep track of it, document it, have an idea of what it would be. This is a continuation with an order block entry with a clear target below that I can actually trade and start keeping data on. I guess you could call that my impulse entry. No, this wasn't impulse. This was an actual reason I decided to take this trade with a target. That's not impulse. Impulse is you see a candle moving and you take a trade because you think it's going to do something. It's impulsive. It's without thought. This one, I 100% had thought. I 100% was thinking about what I'm doing. Tough crowd today. If we close above this fair value gap, I'll get out of the trade. That's the violation of it. And if it closes below this candle, this green candle here, I'm going to add to that position. Because that will create another order block that actually hit this fair value gap. Honestly, looking back, I should have waited for this fair value gap to be tagged. Let's see if it can give it to us. just got in. Teach me something. I need trend lines. I see trend lines and other lines used. What are the other lines or tools you use? I have a whole video on that in my Discord and how I set it up. But just showing up, it'd take too long to explain everything and why and what. Is it going to give me another order block? All right, I'm going to add one more. And I'm going to leave that for a runner, just in case it just wants to drop. All right, target hit, previous day low tagged. Let's see if it expands here. I may close this quickly. I'm going to take it. Previous day low was my target. All right, so hey, that worked out. A unsolidified model that I've had in the back of my head for a long time, ChatGPT has helped me categorize some of that. In our live stream, in the extended hours, we're going to be going over to the extended hours here shortly, where I'm going to go over everything with Tradezella that I'm talking about here. I'm going to be going over the criteria, and I think there's an actual share button. I'll share that with everybody inside the Academy. So if you're going to join us for the extended trading session and the backtesting session, that starts at 10:30 in the Discord. I might actually do it a little early since price is running and we can continue to watch the market. But we'll probably end it here in a few minutes for this live stream, and then I'm going to be going and start trading with those inside the Academy here. Yes, I have traded Apple stock, and it was on Thinkorswim. So that trade recovered most of my losses from yesterday. Thank you, Jesus. From my lapse of fixation yesterday. We're going to play it easy on this account today. We're just going to, take the win and build on that for next time. This was my personal account that I took that trade on. Turtle soup is not present. It did not give us any indication for a turtle soup. I need to remember that because that is, it's not, I don't want it to become an excuse. That's the thing I need to be careful. And I'm saying this publicly for accountability. I'm saying this publicly for accountability purposes. I don't want the exercising of building a model and taking a trade based on an actual idea that I have become an excuse to overtrade and take dumb trades. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I'm counting on you to hold me to that level of, like that question from, was it Jay? Who was that? Elizabeth. Is that your impulse trade? You know, that's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate challenge to making sure, to keeping somebody accountable. And I think that needs to stay. That needs to be something done. But at the same time, if I have seen something so much, but I haven't created a whole strategy around it, I think there's a place to start building that strategy and start documenting it in Tradezella so it could become something in the future. Because even though backtesting is great, backtesting is a lot of work. And when you have something that's already working, it's hard to want to continue to backtest something different. Look at this drop. A turtle soup is a sweep of liquidity. We have one here, I'm sure. Right here. Oh, that's a beautiful one. This is a turtle soup right here. See this see these levels here? See all this price action inside of this area I'm highlighting? What's sitting right above it? That wick. That is a turtle soup where it runs out and comes right back into the range. And you take the trade based on the idea that that wick is not going to be retested again. Now, I wasn't even close to considering that as thinking it was going to be a wick that wasn't going to be retested again. Usually you do that at tops of ranges. Here, you could use these wicks as a turtle soup. If you were convinced, I wasn't, that we were going to go lower, when price reached up into this mitigation block, not for the first time, not for the second time, but maybe even the third time, and you take a position there, you're anticipating that this is a turtle soup, a sweep of liquidity followed by an aggressive move in the opposite direction. It is the earliest possible entry to a move. But the opportunities to be incorrect is pretty high. All right, it is 11 o'clock. And boy, oh boy, have we just made a statement today. Nothing crazy, but we did make, we were 3 for, I was 3 for 3. Turtle soup still sounds gross. Yeah, I was long. I wasn't looking for anything short. I take that back. We were looking for something short. I was looking for London lows to be tagged to go long. So I never considered these to be any type of turtle soup. Turtle soups, top of the range, inside the range. It is a level where price is grabbing liquidity to run the other direction. And you get it on the grab of liquidity. So you'll hear institutional traders say this all the time. They will take this, they will go short when price is aggressively moving higher above levels. So, for example, there's a high probability institutions are taking this position right here to go long. As it's going shorter, institutions are actually buying right here. anticipating that we're going to move back up into the range. That's how institutions buy. They do not buy on green candles. They buy on red candles. Institutions will buy when price is dropping. So if I was an institution, I would have been looking at this previous day low going, all right, we hit that. Let's start buying and let's start building our position for a long. Now, they don't go all in to their full size. They might start with a quarter-sized position. See what happens with price. If it finds support, they might add another quarter of a position over here to hopefully see that move go higher. But if it keeps just dropping, then they'll cut their trade with only a quarter-sized position, which is a smaller loss. I've never used that in my trading. Hot Rod, congratulations, man. Way to go. Only indicator you use. Cool. Got us good every day. Took some profits today. Now hopping off. Trading Apex PA with code DTJ. That rhymes. Maybe I should use that. Trading Apex PA with code DTJ. Get 80% off with code DTJ. You bet, Carrie. Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot. All right, I'm going to call it here, folks. We will see all of the those inside the Academy inside the live stream here shortly. Keep a lookout. I'll probably join early, but I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to do some stretching. I might go grab me a coffee. My coffee machine's broken. I need to fix it. Holy cow. Is this just dropping like crazy or what? Man. One of these days, I promise you, it might just be one. It might be the beginning of one and following many. I will get a giant move like this. We've dropped 300 points since the opening bell. Woo! Hey, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I'm green. Hallelujah. All right, folks, we're going to end with that. God bless you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in being part of the Academy, you can find the information down below in the description. Would love for you to see you on the other side, inside the Discord, inside the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. For those in there, we'll see you here shortly. God bless. Bye-bye.